morning, vinyl community. It's me, JC, back again. Happy Tuesday. And today we're going to do a record store day first impressions. And I'm also going to talk about my time spent with Chris Brophy and Jeff Witcher, two of the biggest members of the vinyl community, traveled to Massachusetts for record store day. And many people on my Instagram message me and ask me about the experience. And I'll talk about that at the end of the video for those that want to hear about the trip with those boys. So let's dive in and let's talk about what I got for Record Store Day. You already know if you watched the video, but what my first impressions are in terms of sound quality, overall packaging, and things along that lines. I could first say that almost every record did not have an insert that I purchased, and almost every record wasn't polyline sleeve. And this was probably the most expensive record store day in terms of the individual prices of the releases, not necessarily how much I spent. But we'll dive in first with the record that I bought for Michelle, Belle Biv DeVoe. Poison, I do enjoy this record. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I bought it for her, I don't like this type of music. I love this type of music. But I'll be honest with you that I have it on cassette. I probably didn't really feel the need to purchase the vinyl record. The sound quality overall is good. I love the packaging. I love that it's not a scanned image. It looks like they got the original photography. I love the hype sticker. It's a nice colored red with the original MCA logo. So overall, I think this was worth it, and it made Michelle happy. And me, Chris, Jeff, and Michelle listened to this record after bar hopping on Saturday night. So that was a lot of fun. Next, probably my favorite release, and the one that I'll probably listen to the most, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds Live Seeds. This is an absolutely incredible live record. There's no words to describe how much I love this album. There's just no words. I loved it so much that I've listened to it twice. It did not have poly sleeves, but if you watch my unboxing video, it did have printed inners, cool gatefold, cool colored vinyl. These are the releases that I love most for Record Store Day, releases that probably don't justify a standard release, just because maybe it's a live album or it's an album that might not drum up a lot of popularity, but the die-hard fans would love it, and that's exactly what this is. Highest recommendation, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds Live Seeds. Next was the Allison Chains EP, but it's really a single. I will tell you, once again, love it, love it, love it. The sound quality is awesome. The extra tracks are awesome. The hype sticker is awesome. It's on black wax, which is fine. I love black wax. If I had to go over back to Record Store Day, I'd buy this again. It was worth it. It was awesome. Next, the surprise album, Kirk Hammett. I went in a little leery. I'll be completely honest with you. Because I had heard some negative things that people saying, it's all right, it's not great. Me, Jeff, and Chris sat on the couch. Needle drops down. Boom. I can see all three of us are jonesing at that point. Like, this is friggin' awesome. It's very atmospheric. It's got, certain songs build to a crescendo that, yeah, it's just awesome. It's not thrash metal. But, it's like a heavier Pink Floyd album, like an instrumental Pink Floyd album. I love it, love it, love it. Blue Wax. It was a little pricey for 4 songs, but that being said, I can see myself listening to this quite a bit. And then lastly, LA Guns, Waking the Dead. I really do like this album. The sound quality is okay. I mean, it's not going to knock your Aunt Connie socks off, I'll be honest with you. But here's something I never thought would get reissued, right? Never. That being said, I would have preferred if it had been cocked and loaded, guys. I don't really want to spend $100 on Cocked and Loaded vinyl, so I'm waiting for a reissue. So if LA Guns is watching, I know Roger from Purchase Street knows all the members of LA Guns. Personally, he knows them, that is. We want Cocked and Loaded. But this was cool. I dug it. I loved it. Sound quality's okay. Not like I said, not gonna blow your mind. It's not a tone poet. Imagine that. Imagine like a one-step LA Guns release. It'd be hysterical. I'd buy it though. Because I'm an idiot. All right, there we go. LA Guns. So let's talk about Jeff and Chris visiting. So it was fantastic. You know, Jeff arrived the night before, and we grabbed some pizza, and you know, we just sat. We talked about music, and we asked each other a lot of questions that we probably you know, just never had the opportunity to ask. This was great questions, like in High Fidelity, like your top 5 Black Sabbath albums, or what's your favorite heavy metal band, you know, after 1990? Whatever kind of questions people ask each other. That's what me and Jeff were doing. Really getting to know each other, you know, as you do face-to-face with someone. You know, even though we've talked a million times and we text every day. It was really great. And then Chris Profi arrived very early on Friday, and we went to a thrift store real quick. And then we got the call from Purchase Street that they were going to open. You know, I made arrangements where we had the store all to ourselves. And we went a little nuts, guys. We went a little nuts. We found so many records. Chris and Jeff obviously found a lot because I shop there every week, you know, and they had never been there. And we had such a great time interacting with Roger, the owner of Purchase Street Records, such a great guy. And, you know, Roger was a drum tech for a lot of big bands, if you've ever been to Purchase Street Records. His uncle was the drummer for the Billy Squier band. So lots of great stories, lots of, you know, lots of records, purchasing lots of records. So we left there. We went to another record store. We found some odds and ends, nothing really fantastic. And then obviously, as you can imagine, you know, we filmed a few videos. We stayed up all night. We did record store day. We got pretty much everything we wanted. Jeff ended up not finding everything at Purchase Street Records. We ended up getting something at Newbury Comics later that day. You know, so later that day, we went to another record store, Newbury Comics, and they had almost everything. They had, like, everything. And this was a good hour after the store had been open. I can't think of anything that they really didn't have other than the Taylor Swift. And so maybe record store day, the tide is turning where less people are going, or they're just ordering much more copies of everything. So after Newbury Comics, I showed him some of the sites in Massachusetts. We picked up my girlfriend Michelle. We went out for a nice lunch. We came back home. We filmed more videos. We went out for dinner. We went out to a bar. We went out to a retro 80s club. We came back. We had drinks. We listened to records all night. And then Sunday, we did it again. We did more shopping, more going out to restaurants. I had such a great time. Two of my best friends in the whole world, Jeff and Chris, they are. They really made this record store day special for me. I hope that I can visit them sometime soon. You know, I ran into some fans, some subscribers at different points during the weekend. It was really fun. And I look forward to the June record store day drop. I'm hoping that I can get Chris to come back. Faster Pussycat and LA Guns are playing New Bedford the month of June. Maybe Chris will come visit for that. Trying to get Gary to visit, trying to get Aaron to visit. And obviously I'm going to visit them. But that was my week with the vinyl community visitors that I told you guys about. And that was my first impressions of Record Store Day. Kirk Hammett, Allison Chains, Nick Cave, highest recommendation. Really, if I could only have 3, those would be the 3 that would be. All right, guys, I'll join you next weekend with something cool. Peace, rock out. Go check out my friends' channels. Bye, guys.